Hi, welcome guys, and welcome to my channel NAR. Yeah, so basically me, talking about like a church thingy. Well, usually I don't really say something like positive thingy, but I think I don't talk about it because mostly our church leaders already talking about it. Yeah, so I don't go to some side that we need to improve. This time I want to talk about a little bit more onto the Sunday school part. Somehow inspired by Eugenius book talking about media, but somehow inside it they talk about church as well. And okay, he mentioned that the original like a mission from the church is that to teach the family how to become how to make a good family or how to build a good family, and somehow the family is like the place for you to learn love. And somehow because they can't, so because the kids is always on the media, so that's why we need social media platforms, and somehow making everything into much more, how should I say, prepared, or we say at least we have some information online if they want to learn about it. Yeah, that's how is the main idea about it. And somehow because I talk with my friends, somehow he is like preparing for the Sunday school. And yeah, it's very interesting. And like because I somehow while he talking to me, and somehow I just remember my kids days, and somehow being a kid itself, actually there's something really good. Okay, there's something good and bad as well, but okay, what I remember, okay, I talk about the bad things, then I go to the good things because I want to connect the good things about to my story, but I want to talk about the bad things or else. I think I would just don't have any chance, other chance to talk about it. So yeah, just listen. So basically, oh yeah, talking about my kindergarten. Yeah, like I'll be slapped by my dad, and my dad is like so fearful last time. And a lot of time, like parents will just tell us that we don't have money, but basically it's the richest time of our family. Yeah, so it's like last time. It's like a long time ago. Yeah, so that's like the most funny thing to be honest. And somehow like our family just always facing this kind of issue from time to time, I would say. Yeah. And somehow like when I was a kid, somehow I think after I watched Kung Fu Panda, but I don't really know should I blame onto Kung Fu Panda or not, but whatever. Yeah, after that I just in the kindergarten I just want to, yeah, kids like to just try to grab each other's like a toys. And somehow I standing behind the boy. We both are boy, yeah. I was standing behind him, and I want to grab it. And somehow I don't know why. Somehow it become a slap. Yeah, I want to grab the toy, but somehow in the end it just become a slap, and somehow just making the kid like hurt his or her leg at the same time. Yeah, I mean, so sorry, mate. If you just accidentally just hit the same race as you, usually you don't feel that guilty because it's like, yeah, the same kind, huh? Yeah, but yeah, somehow Malay, and I can't really talk. Yeah, I can't even pronounce good English during that time. I just even say, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, something like this. But whatever. Yeah. That's the interesting part. But after that, so what happened to the kindergarten? They didn't just let it slip it off, and they just told my parents. My parents were so angry, but I think somehow the punishment they gave me is kind of unnecessary. So I remember they asked me to kneel in front of two parents' photo for more than an hour, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. They treat it as a really fun thing. I remember they are still laughing, and my dad is like treating me like a dog, and like just like, hey, why look at here? Look at your parents. Yeah, something like this. Yeah, I just feel really bad. But yeah, just thinking about it, his education in the past, he have nothing. Yeah, and but then like just look back to the kindergarten time. Somehow it's much more easy for me to feel happy as well. Somehow I just noticed something that's kind of different from the primary school and the secondary school itself, is that always the kids like during the we say after school, some other kids are still inside the kindergarten, right? The kids are still inside the kindergarten, and the parents will come to the door, and basically the kindergarten teachers, they were just telling to the parents, yeah, today your kids are doing good, like they study a lot of things and this and that, and they do it in front of the kid and as well as the parents. So the kid will be feeling that, okay, yeah, right now it's a ceremony, so everything I did in the school will be known by my parents, and my parents will acknowledge everything. Yep. So as you already can hear, like something different was spread here, and you just suddenly pop in. So I remember when I tried to know, try to read about like the art of loving itself. That's the part is talking about like how the children form their love, like their perspective onto love itself. Is that the kids is always wants like unconditional love, but the terms like unconditional love is always actually too huge and vague for you to try to think about like what is truly unconditional love. But in an easy sense is that always there is somebody understand about me. There is always somebody who knows about me. There is always somebody who can take care about me and try to educate about me, and I just need to follow, and or even I don't follow, but somehow they will just be at my side. Like, okay, once if you take away this element, like always be by side, always there's a connection I can just rely on to, this kind of unconditional love. Somehow the kids will be called orphan, and the orphan itself, they will have a situation is that they will be much more trying to do everything by themselves. They need to open up their survival instincts. They need to be very sensitive towards other people, or else they will be much more into troubles. Yeah. So if you try to look in this way, somehow, if you try to understand a little bit and a little bit, and you will just find, yeah, right now the most biggest issue for the kids to look at the phone actually is not about the phone. It's about like the content that is not connected to the parents, and somehow parents don't have time to watch over them together. Like not even the summary, so that become a very big issue somehow, and somehow it also creates like the gap, the communication gap between the children and the parents. So basically, the children in now eras, there's a problem is that they becoming orphans even though they have parents. If I say in this way, I hope you all just understand what I'm saying. Yeah, just thinking about it, like whatever your parents believe, in nowadays. I mean, for the young kids, yeah. So whatever your parents believe in nowadays, somehow it don't really pass down to the next generation, to the children, or the way they are passing it down is through some chaos or something, like something happened, something serious happened, and only then they will just find out that, oh yeah, I need to do this, I need to do that. And it's much more like they already have something in their mind, and they already thought that it is something supposed to be normal. So somehow the school system after primary school, secondary school, and even like a university is like it's like stages for you to be further away from your parents. If you're trying to understand in this way, it's not about study, to be honest. Like if you're talking about study itself, the school is not supposed to be just keep on giving you like a repeating homeworks or like just one way of communication. If you try to just talk about study, but it's much more like trying to training you to have more connection with the peers around you, and but much more lesser time with your parents. So somehow you just want from the problems between the kids and the parents itself, and somehow like if you look in this way, and you will just see, yeah, that's why the family is crumbling down, and somehow that's why our church is called Family Federation for World Peace and Unification, and somehow the Sunday school themselves, when they are like trying to gather up all the Sunday school kids, actually it's no longer about knowledge that much. Because if you're trying to just talk about knowledge itself, you're just repeating what happened in the school, and the school is nothing special for them. And it's not even fun. Yeah, they would just feel that it's much more in a sense is hassle, and somehow it's just a mission for them to go to school, sitting right there, and they're not enjoying it, but they need to be there because the parents told them so. And if they bring in the same type of like a negative energy to the Sunday school, then how they are supposed to be enjoying it, how they are supposed to love the church. Like there's no way if you're trying to think in this way. So yeah. So always when I'm trying to thinking about it, um, yeah, the Sunday school itself, for me, my understanding onto it is that you need to build like the teachers itself. The mission of the Sunday school teacher is not really about the knowledge. The knowledge is not much to do about it. Like we are supposed to teach the parents or like to let the parents to teach their children, and somehow we are trying to find all the uh, good spots on them and trying to let the parents to see what their kids are available to, like what they are good at doing, what they are trying to be better. So the parents and the children will have a much more better connections, and somehow will just feel up like at least a little bit to closer the gap between the children and the parents. So they will just be much more into like a really a family. So they will have a common topics. They can talk about like, oh yeah, today your kids are really good, and he really listened to my class, and he really pay a lot of attention. And today we are talking about like a Abraham story. That's it. Like just a simple sentence for your all your statements, and you don't really need to do too much. And the parents, yeah, sure. Like everybody is trying to be polite, so usually I'm assuming like the parents sometimes will just give some good reaction and saying that, oh yeah, thank you very much, or something like, oh yeah, so today you are doing good, huh? And they are talking with their kids, and that's like the good reaction. Somehow you are trying to serving people and like letting them to come closer towards each other, and that's how it's supposed to mean the church. So okay, yeah, and this is like the most basic way, right? Like we are not always talking about counseling thingy, but at the same time it's just letting the kids having fun, and somehow the teacher trying to find all the bright spots about the kids. So maybe they are creative, maybe they are really active, and they have a lot of like bright energy that brings to the kids around them. Yeah, so you keep on trying to finding all these kind of connections, yeah, for the parents to talk about their kids again. And if they make some mistakes, yeah, just talk about like, okay, yeah, today he made some mistakes, and somehow the both of the parents are there, and somehow like please understand that is like the kids still don't understand and they are still trying to learn. So let's trying to have a common understanding that this happened. It's not really happy occasion, but we can try to make it better. Yeah. So I mean, like we can try to see in this way. So the world is not ideal, but the relationship for the kids that can seek for connection is actually the parents instead of like the phone, or like they just want to connect thing to the phone. So why the kids always trying to connect thing to the phone is basically in an easy sense they don't have the value that being established by the people around them. So the only way they can try to build their self value much more quicker or like a much more instant is through games. So within the game, they will just win. With while they win, they will just gain some rewards. And if they don't win, it's okay. It's just a game, and we can just blame on to like yeah, there's like other people, and yeah, that's it. So the more entertainment that you thought that the industry is like giving you in a sense, somehow at the same time it's destroying your relationship with other people. So somehow it just reminded me about like the experiment talking about the mice, and somehow choosing dopamine or relationship. Actually they will choose about relationship instead of like the dopamine. So yeah, so dopamine is only for you when you are lonely. Yeah, if you can try to understand in this way, and it would be very interesting to be honest. Yeah. So Sunday school in this way somehow, church as well. I think same. I mean for the couples, so husband and wife, trying to understand towards each other. But I still don't really know like how the model should it be like. We can't just always just use sermon in a sense. Somehow counseling, maybe it would just work, but family counseling itself, it took a very long time. So let's see. Let's see what we can do. Somehow I remember about Uncle Adrian from Singapore. Yeah, he is like a really professional uh, psychologist. So why don't you just go to find him? Yeah, in a sense. So yeah, as long as you can just understand through it. So yeah, hope you all just have a good time, and yeah, see you in my future videos. Sure, see you.